Human Development and Learning. In our first reflection for this course, I stated that the topic of psychology is a new one for me. Throughout each week, as we learned about each theory of learning, I realized that psychology had a bigger place in my classroom than I first thought. I see behaviorism in my classroom when I count down from 5 to get my students' attention. I see diversity in my students' faces, I see self-regulated learning during our classroom routines, and I see motivation in the eyes of my students. But how does it all come together? For me, this course has taught me to look at my students with a more holistic perspective. When I'm in the class, stuck deep in the trenches of a math lesson, for example, I get so focused on making sure everyone is on task that I sometimes forget what's important. I focus on why that particular student won't just do their work, instead of asking myself why they are avoiding their work. Maybe they didn't understand the concepts, or they spaced out during the lesson, or didn't get enough sleep, or they're having trouble with their memory. I believe human development encompasses the changes that occur in a person from the time they're born to the time they pass on. The process is continuous for every human being, but every person's development follows a unique course. It takes place in stages, but not at the same time or pace for everyone. Humans develop through experience, interactions, exposure, observations, physical growth, and activity, just to name a few. Human development and learning impact my teaching as the different rates of learning that students experience can greatly affect their confidence levels. Children have difficulty understanding why they haven't developed in a certain area and how development occurs. Some children are more developed mathematically and can understand numbers well, but the same student may have difficulty catching or throwing a ball as they haven't developed physically yet. It's part of my job to understand the variety of learning strategies we've learned in this class in order to support each unique student. Being a teacher is a lot like being a juggler. Every day we juggle different roles. Sometimes you're a coach, motivator, role model, accountant, parent, babysitter, mediator, counselor, and of course a teacher. We also juggle and work with the personalities and behavior of many different children. It's our job and challenge to understand each of these children and how they learn. We need to work within the zone of proximal development for each student in order to ensure they can experience successful and meaningful learning. When students feel like they have the ability to be successful, they're motivated and happy.